Welcome back to another video. I am Tad. You're watching Tips for Technicians. Today we're replacing an indoor motor in this wall mount air handler made by Samsung. The blower wheels got to be cleaned because the blower wheel was the cause of the indoor motor bearings going bad. I've got the new motor. We're going to replace it. I'm going to show you the tools I use. I'm going to show you step by step the panels to take off to make this successful. Definitely check out more of my videos on HVAC tips for technicians if you're a technician. You want more videos. If you guys have questions, leave those in the comments and I'll definitely answer it by either answering it in the comment section or answering it by making a video to try to provide you guys with more content. Definitely subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends if they are technicians, if they are trying to get into HVAC field, want to learn more. I'm doing this content daily, weekly. I'm putting up new videos. So check out my channel weekly. Every Sunday, I usually do a video. Today, we're at Nathan Bedford Forrest. This is a beautiful, primitive, old log cabin. And it has no cable. It has no TV, which is awesome. I'm going to show you a quick little view around the cabin. You can actually stay here at Nathan Bedford Forrest in this old cabin for $90 to $125, depending on the date that you are going to come up here and try to stay. So check out Nathan Bedford Forrest. It's a beautiful cabin. It's been remodeled. Let's go take a look at the outside, and then let's start taking this wall mount air handler apart. If you want to learn more about Samsung, check out the link in the description. I've got their website posted there. Let's go take a look outside, guys. Now this is a beautiful, beautiful cabin. And it is up on a hill. And that's where the wood burning fireplace is. And that is the unit that I'm working on. Absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to turn this camera around and show you what the view looks like. You could be sitting right there. And you could be looking out there across the Tennessee River. Absolutely beautiful. I think super fair pricing, and you can't get a better view. And the most important part about staying here at Nathan Bedford Forrest is the fact that it is so peaceful. Unbelievably peaceful, guys. Come to Nathan Bedford Forrest and have a stay at this beautiful cabin. Going to turn the unit on and hear what this motor sounds like. All right, turning the fan motor speed up so you guys can hear what this sounds like. Sounds beautiful. Let's go look at the new motor. And let's turn that back off so we don't have to hear it. So we're going to look at the new motor. I'm going to show you what tools you need to clean this. This is right here is the motor. And it's beautiful. It's very small. We got, looks like 5 wires right there. May need to check resistance before you put this in. Refer to your chart. We're going to be using the mini split bib kit. Got a little pump sprayer here. We've got some evap foam, no rinse, but we're going to be rinsing. Got my drill, Phillips, Flathead, flashlight, meter. This will take care of it. Let's look at this blower wheel. See why this motor went bad. Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to clean this up. I'm going to show you how to take this unit apart. We're going to get this looking beautiful again. Let's talk about how to take this apart to get to that motor to replace it. You got to take the filters out. You've got to take these 2 individual vanes out, and they've got these pieces that pop in and out. They're very easy to remove. And of course the front cover. The front cover has this right here, one in the middle, one on the side, and you're going to take and you're just going to push them over and then slide it out. It's going to be very easy. This right here is 3 Phillips screws. 1, 2, 3 with a Phillips screwdriver. And then you've got 3 more here. 1, 2, 3. After you do that with your Phillips screwdriver, you're going to take the ambient air sensor loose so that when you pull the cover off, you don't hang the sensor. And then the last thing you need to do is you need to get your flathead screwdriver and come on top. And you're going to take and you're going to put your flathead screwdriver in at each one of these. I'll show you here. Bring it back here. You got these clips, okay? You see and then push it up a little bit. And then this will come up over those clips. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of those. And then this right here is going to be able to move forward. Here, see? Now we can take this off. So you're not going to really pull it from the bottom. It's going to go from the top. So we got the front cover off, and this is where the display was. The display literally just pops out. It pops out. You can see that there's some clips there. This sets in place, and then there's what you have to pop out. And you can push this one this way and the other one from the back side when you get the cover out of the unit. Then just push it through and don't let it hang with the front cover on, because you could end up damaging the wire, pulling it out of the board. All right, so now we got the drain pan, and we don't have to remove the wheel to clean it, but we're going to get it to where we can. So we just basically take our drain pans, not screwed on, so it's just pressed in here and it snaps in. And you can see it's pretty dirty too. So now we can look at our blower wheel. Nice, very nice. Phillips head screw. You can take that loose, and then you'll be able to slide the blower wheel off of the shaft of the motor. And to get the motor out, I've got some Phillips screws to take loose before I can get the motor out. Got the drain pan off. We had a hose that leads from the drain pan from the indoor wall mount air handler to the outside, and we've got a little hose clamp. So you got to take that, slide it down, pull that hose off. To get the blower wheel out, you've got a little bracket over here, 3 screws, Phillips screws that I've taken out, and now you can take and lift the coil out a little bit so that you can pull your blower wheel. You see the blower wheel moves now? Okay? So now I can get the blower wheel out. I've got to slide it down. I've got my Phillips screw loose on the hub. So let's take the blower wheel out, clean it outside, as well as the drain pan. So we're ready to take the old indoor motor out, the one that's bad, put the new one in. I did a little pre-wash on the blower wheel. This right here is the bushing. This is the opposite end of the motor, and this needs to be on the shaft coming from the blower wheel because it sets in. And when your blower wheel gets dirty, you need to make sure also that your bushing's not wore out because it can wear the rubber out. This right here is the drain pan. It's nice and clean. Blower wheel, I did a little pre-wash, so it's pretty clean now too, but we're going to use the mini split bib kit. Right now, we want to know how to get the indoor motor out. It's very easy. You have a cover for your electrical. Take that off. You have the plug for your indoor motor, and you get it. You take it off, and then you've got 2 screws, one here and one there, and then you've got 2 more, one there, okay, barely see that, and then one here, and then you should be able to take this cover off too. All right, so I'm gonna give you some advice on how to actually get that indoor motor out and not struggle, because it can be a little bit tough. This is the old motor, this is the new motor. As you can hear, side to side, let's put it on its base. It's got some real bad movement, side to side. So this one, no side to side. Terrible. So this one sounds bad. All right, taking the old motor out. we're going to go ahead and put the new motor in. My advice for you, all right, my advice for you to get this out, because this right here, see those 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, this right here is kind of hard to get out. You got 2 screws right there, and then 2 screws right there. The motor goes right there in this little part of the bracket here, and the bracket goes right in there, okay? But you got to angle the coil up to get this in. Otherwise, you are going to have some issues. All right, let's get it all put back together. Get the new motor in, mini split bib kit, start cleaning that coil, and get this thing running again. And I'll do another video and show you how it sounds after I put the new motor in. Oh yeah, these ground screws, they were tied to the coil. You need to take those loose, and then that way this will come down. I've got a shelf to put it on, which is really nice, but if you didn't have the shelf, you would have to unwire the line voltage coming into this mini split. This is a Novus series Samsung mini split. All right, motor's back in, and the blower wheel is lined up. All right, flat part lined up with where the little Phillips set screw is, and then the bushing. It's very important, okay, that you line up the bushing right here with this. I'm going to take it out for you guys. You line it up like this right here, where that little tab slides into that slot, okay? So you get that in. Drain pan back in, it snaps up in there, and then you've got these little grooves. Each one of these go in the grooves, and the stepper motors are screwed back in. Got a couple itty bitty Phillips screwdrivers for those. Now to put the receiver through the main case, and then I've got my cover and my other ground wire. It goes over here, and then put the ground wire there. All right, so the mini split bib kit has 2 ears, and they're hooks actually, and they hook on either side of the unit, and the bib stays underneath the wall mount air handler while I spray the coil and blower wheel. And then you got this bucket below that catches everything. Got my pump sprayer with some warm water, evap foam, no rinse. And this is the display. And I'm going to go ahead and put this display in for you guys. Just pops in there like that. Let's go ahead and spray the coil off and get it cleaned. That way we can turn it back on. Mini split bib kit. Super easy to use. And here's what website to go to. Soak that coil really good. All right, once you got it really soapy, now you can start spraying it off. Make sure you get some warm water. All right, guys. And just spray her off. As we clean the coil, we're going to have some water going down in our bucket and catching the water so that we don't get a bunch of water down the wall. And that's what's great about the mini split bib kit. Clean off the washable filters, make sure you get those cleaned, and then of course the front cover is super dirty. I'm going to clean it too. You need a rag. You may need a couple rags to wipe the cover off with, to wipe the chassis of the unit with, because it may be covered in soot, may be covered in dust. This right here is soot from the fireplace. They've got a wood burning fireplace in here, so this black soot's everywhere. Now we're a lot cleaner on this cover, and it shows us the wiring diagram, which is pretty awesome. And then also we've got a little error code chart. I have had an E9 on this unit, so we got compressor frequency drive fault E9. So need to check the operating pressures, make sure it's working properly. Let's go put this cover on. All right, so to put the cover in, you take and you fold it all the way up, and then each side basically pops in. You just pop it in there, and then make sure all of them are ready, and then you just close it. Oh yeah, it looks nice now. Nice and clean. Take the bib kit down, fold it up, put it in the bucket, take the bucket outside, clean everything out. Let's start the unit. All right, moment of truth here. Power. Okay. Fan mode. There we go. Oh, sounds good. Very good. Working nicely. Let's turn it to heat. Check the operating temperatures and pressures outside. Let's get on about 74, 75. Good deal. Outdoor unit is running. Temperature probe is on the vapor line. Temperature is 182 degrees. The unit is actually starting to go down in hertz. I think it's changing frequency and trying to reduce capacity because it's probably reaching temperature inside. It's getting close. It's definitely close to the 99 degrees because it's 180 degrees on the hot gas line, which is going into the indoor heat exchanger. So these units, they reach 99 degrees on the indoor coil, and when they measure that temperature, then they release the indoor fan. So after releasing the fan, it's definitely trying to reduce capacity. So it's steadying out at about 184 degrees. Definitely need to get my gauges, hook my gauges up, check and see what that pressure is. Make sure that we are around 350, 400, no more than 400 on the vapor line there. So I'll hook my gauge up here and I'll measure this pressure, and I'll want this to be around 350 right now, but it depends on outdoor ambient conditions. Always factory charge these units, always. I'll show you right here. Factory charge is 75 ounces. So 75 ounces is what we're looking at for this unit. So it's blowing some nice heat. It was set to 75. It's already 73 in here. So that's why it started to increase its capacity, because it's already reaching temperature. Indoor fan sounds really nice now, so I'm loving that. Also, it's clean on the blower wheel. Show you guys the blower wheel. You don't see no dirt on that thing. Looking good. That's how you take a wall mount apart and change the indoor motor, and use a mini split bib kit to clean the coil. You got to go up and down some hills to get here, and that's why it's so beautiful.